Today we are in Lumberman's Arch in Stanley Park, and we're going to be talking about pre-sale homes, whether it's a condo, detached, or townhome. Pre-sale homes are a great way to get into the market as a first-time home buyer or as an investor. During a hot market, the returns can be quite lucrative as the home increases in value during the construction period. It can also be a bit of a gamble if the market swings the other way. Not sure if a pre-sale is for you? Stay tuned and we'll get straight into the pros and cons right after this. Vancouver is experiencing bizarre times in the real estate market. In many areas, the seller's market is putting immense pressure on buyers to put up a subject-free offer, not only within days of seeing a home, but without any time to complete their due diligence. Some things that are very, very important are financing and inspection. With the competition strain and emotional roller coaster, buyers are looking for other ways to avoid these high-stakes approach. The most popular option consumers are taking is purchasing a home through pre-sale. Yes, pre-sale is also competitive and dependent on access, but nothing comes without a short-ended stick. So, what exactly is a pre-sale home? A pre-sale is a home that's available to purchase prior to being move-in ready. In other words, it hasn't been built yet. You can choose to purchase either before construction starts or during construction. There are times when construction has been completed and the home is move-in ready, yet has not been sold. This is referred to as a new construction. What are the benefits of buying a pre-sale? Warranty protection. Pre-sale homes come with a 2, 5, and 10-year warranty, which allow for minimal cost as a new homeowner moving in. Beautiful new condo building. Can you imagine yourself the first owner of that new place? Everything is shiny and clean, has a great design and top technology. Many new buildings in Vancouver are LEED certified and are built for greener and more environmentally sustainable in design, construction, and operation than older buildings. Typically, they have state-of-the-art fiber optic cabling, great for options when it comes to your digital needs like phone and internet. Customization. Buying a pre-sale sometimes means you get to choose between color schemes, upgrades, and on some projects, you have the ability to customize or even combine units. Maybe there's a few choices of floor too. The upside of a rising market. In a rising market, pre-sales can appreciate in value considerably before they're even built. Many investors have made fortunes speculating on Vancouver pre-sale market. Some developers will allow you to sell your pre-sale contract as an assignment before completion. Better read your contract prior to doing anything such as that. You must review the developer's disclosure statement to see what's actually allowed. Time to save. With many projects being 2 or more years away from completion, when you make your purchase, it gives you lots of time to save up for a larger down payment. This is especially useful for first-time home buyers who are on a tight budget. Better price. Pre-sale homes should be cheaper than buying an existing home because the pre-sale buyer is taking on some of the project risk from the developer. If prices were guaranteed to go up, the developers would always wait until the building was complete before selling the homes. Buyers who purchase early, particularly at VIP sales events, will get the most selection and prices. If you bought the same unit the day after it was complete, then you would still get a new home, but you wouldn't get the pre-sale discount. That's because it's finished and you will have avoided all the risks that come with pre-construction purchases. Calm experience. In hot markets with bidding wars and limited supply, visiting open houses and bidding in a blind auction is stressful. As I should know, we've done about 40 of them just in the last 4 or 5 months. In these conditions, buying a home pre-sale is a lot easier than competing against multiple offers because there are so many units for sale in the building at one time and you're negotiating with one sales representative. Rentals and pets allowed. Most new buildings have fewer restrictions on rentals and pets compared to older homes, which often have bylaws that restrict the number of rentals and pets. Mortgage vacation at occupancy. When you buy a pre-construction home, you may run into the situation where the builder lets you move into your unit before the rest of the building is complete. Depending on your province, this time frame is known as your occupancy period or interim occupancy period. Since the building isn't finished and you don't own your unit, you don't need to start making mortgage payments. However, you'll need to pay the developer an occupancy fee for each month that you live there until you eventually take ownership. Occupancy fees allow the builder to break even the cost of you living in their building until it is complete. Because this amount is likely to be cheaper than renting on an apartment, you may find it appealing to move in early to get settled in your building. As we've seen in Vancouver, there's not a lot of this going on, but other provinces do allow this. Legally required, there is a 7-day period from accepted contract to allow for a purchaser to do their due diligence of reading the disclosure statement and ensuring this is the best purchase for their individual needs before committing to the purchase. What do you need to know about buying a presale? Deposit. Each development will have its own deposit structure and amount required. Typically, 5 to 10% is required when writing the contract, and incremental deposits will be required up to 20%. Foreign buyers can be expected to pay up to 30%. The deposit is put towards your down payment at closing. GST. Federal tax is required on new construction and will be payable at the time of completion. There are GST rebates available for homes that will be rented out as incentive for increasing the rental pool. The infamous property transfer tax. Presale homes under $800,000 are exempt from property transfer tax as long as the purchaser is a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident living in the home for a year. First-time buyers are also exempt from the property transfer tax when purchasing under $450,000 and with a slight rebate under $575,000. Otherwise, property transfer tax of purchases under $2 million are 1% of the first $200,000 and 2% on the remainder. There's a 3% increase on the purchase price amount over $2 million. You can find further explanations on my blog or the provincial website. What are the disadvantages of a presale? 5% GST is required on top of the purchase price displayed by the developer. It is payable at completion. Real estate market fluctuation. The market can go up and it can go down. Purchasers will still have to complete on the property despite the market conditions at that point in time. Traditionally, real estate is a long hold asset. To cover your bases, hope for a quick flip, but prepare for holding the property as a rental or potentially moving in. Mortgage approval. A mortgage cannot be granted until completion. Therefore, when you're purchasing a presale, lenders can provide a pre-approval. However, another assessment will have to be completed upon completion to ensure the lending for the property. If at any time at completion the property is valued less than the purchase price, the purchaser can be responsible for making up the difference. It is recommended that you complete on this presale to avoid lots of aggravation in the future. Purchasing off a floor plan. Purchasing presale requires a bit of imagination and vision. There can be changes to the floor plan during construction. A slight variance allowance will be indicated in the contract of purchase and sale and disclosure statements. It's highly advisable to have your lawyer read both the presale contract and the disclosure statement. It's important to have your realtor do proper due diligence on the developer. How long have they been in business? What's their reputation for quality and workmanship? Do they pay their subtrades on time? Have the principals ever filed for bankruptcy? Delays may be necessary for any number of reasons, and the developer has the contractual right to do so. This is one of the biggest dilemmas for people. They're hoping to move in May the 1st. They get a notice middle of a month or so earlier saying that the project's been delayed 2 or 3 months. It's disheartening. In some cases, people make decisions and decide to move out of their rental without confirming if their place is ready. This has happened to lots of people that I know, gratefully not to any of my clients. Deposit money is tied up. Typically, most developers want a 20% deposit paid out in increments, 30% for foreign buyers. That is money that is tied up for potentially for several years and usually doesn't earn you any interest either. The best way to determine if purchasing a pre-sale home is the best option for you is to weigh the pros and cons with your mortgage specialist and real estate professional. For more information on pre-sales and to discuss whether this type of purchase is right for you, feel free to give me a call, text, or email below. So I sure hope you liked that video, and if you did, please click the like button. And if you'd like to be notified of more real estate videos in the future, please hit the subscribe button. We sure like to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome day.